Waterloo. It is Bill Jackson, the head girls soccer coach for the Vikings. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, like I said, this is kind of you're stepping into a program that had a great year last year inside this MVAC. You got a lot of returning stars. I want you to take a chance to go over your roster, some of the big names that Waterloo fans should look forward to seeing on soccer pitch this year, and who are going to be some of your key contributors to this season.
Of course. I guess we'll start with Kaira, right? Kaira English, returning striker. I think she had school record 54 goals last year. A phenomenal playmaker. Sets her teammates up. A great leader. We also bring back a senior Rose Couts on the outside, joined by junior Olivia Boyle. They are a pretty nice front three. Bring a lot of speed, work very well together. In the midfield, we've got Sydney Jackson, who had a school record last year with 18 assists. She'll run up through the center of the field there, played center mid with Maya Bennett. And then we have Carletta, two sophomores who were phenomenal last year. I think are going to be really good this year, step in and play some big roles. I also have like Courtney Eisenbaum and Sophia Wood also playing in midfield. We have an exciting freshman, Kara's little sister Bailey, who is going to be joining us playing in the midfield as well. Defensively, I'm really excited because we got Lily Foster back, who leads the defensive line, and Kayla Tursak's back this year. She'll be playing that back there as well. Another newcomer is Lily Snyder. She's a senior. First, she hasn't been out, so this will be her first season, but she's an exciting player to watch as well. And then we got our goalkeeper back, Grace Arian, who set the school record last year. Let me see here. I think it was 170 saves. So that's going to be huge. So on the back end, we got experience everywhere. We got some newcomers coming in. Another defender, we got Gabby Gonzalez, who's done a great job for us too. So we have, like I said, I've got 12 lettermen coming back. Pretty exciting.
You're 2 days away from your first scrimmage. It'll be at Perry. When you're talking about these scrimmages that you have before the regular season starts, what are some of your goals and things that you want to see out of your team? You have 3 scrimmages before the season starts to kind of gauge where you're at. What do you want to see from your team, and what are some of your goals into these scrimmages that you have?
The biggest thing I want to see is how we grow and improve all 3 steps. The scrimmage schedule is pretty strong. I was excited about that. I wanted to go out. We wanted to get the girls challenged before we head into league play. But really what we want to see is just the growth from game 1 to game 3 and see if we can progress with the different styles we're looking to play this year.
All right, and then you open the season at Newton Falls on the 22nd, and this is an MVAC that fans of other sports would be interested to know that it's this one MVAC. There are no tiers in girls soccer. You got a couple from the scarlet tier for other sports, and then the gray tier as well. When you look at this league, I mean, this conference has been obviously controlled by Springfield for the last couple of years. What do you see out of this conference? How much do you like playing in it, and what do you expect from it this year?
I think it's going to be exciting. It's a great style. I think everybody plays a little more open, so there's a lot more scoring. And like you said, it's run through Springfield, and it's Springfield's conference. So we're out there. We're going to try to make a run, see what we can do. I think it's going to be highly competitive at the top end. I think there's some really good teams out there. I think Garfield, I think Crestview, there's several teams that can compete with Springfield. So it should be highly competitive and fun and exciting to watch.
You got a couple of non-conference games as well. You got Columbiana, you got United. What are you looking forward to as far as your schedule goes outside of the conference and things that you can do in games that don't mean anything to your conference standings, but still bolster your preparation for the tournament?
Exactly. Playing for seed. Definitely. It's going to be fun to play outside the conference, see some different styles. And do some more squad rotation and maybe try a couple new wrinkles outside of the league, but definitely playing for seed.
Like we said at the top, it's your first year as the head coach in this
Mhm.
program. When this job opened up and you got the opportunity to, put your name into the hat, what were some of the things that drew you to this program and what made you want to take this opportunity and grab it?
Uh, I coached several of the girls in club, so of course that was one of the first things. But to tell a story, back when it had been a couple years ago when Kaira English and that group was in eighth grade, we went to me and my daughter went to a basketball game, the eighth grade championship game. And when I walked in the gym for an eighth grade game and saw the Waterloo side filled with fans, I was like, wow, now this is a community.
When you look at the community, like you said, and the support, I'm sure you've already felt, and you've already
Mhm.
kind of gotten a great grip of how much they support this girls soccer program and every athletics program. From your perspective, what do you think makes Waterloo a unique community to play in?
It's just so close knit and it's special. It's not being from there, but walking in the door, everybody says hi. Everybody wants to talk to you. Everybody wants to support you. They all show you love. It's just a nice, small community. It just supports one another.
Let's let the community get to know you a little bit. How did you get into the sport of soccer and coaching it, and what kind of drew you to love this sport?
I originally was a baseball guy for a long time, and then my oldest daughter, decided to play soccer, and we joined a soccer club that didn't have any coaches. So I jumped in, and I ran into a coach. His name's Mike from England. Long story short, ended up coaching with him for a while, and he really turned me on to the game and developed that love there, and then just kind of grew and started coaching club, and just it's the perfect sport because it's like chess, baseball, like basketball, all kind of combined.
What I love about soccer coaches is you don't get a timeout to bring your team over and
Yep.
talk about what's going on. It's like you let them go, you have halftime maybe to make a few adjustments, and then it's just like you have to trust the players for the
Yeah.
whole time frame. We've asked a lot of coaches this. What's your philosophy on that? How do you handle a match, and how do you kind of work through the ins and outs of that experience, not being able to really bring your team aside and make adjustments like other sports can?
We try to prepare the girls to be able to handle any situation on their own. I tell them, my job is to practice. We coach up until game day. On game day, we can't. It's on you now. So we try to give them all the tools and everything they need to be prepared for any type of situation they may run into. I said, in a perfect world, we'd be in a position where I could sit down on a lawn chair and just let you roll and not have to do anything. But it's fun to watch them correct their own mistakes and learn as they play. I think that's one of the most fun things about soccer as well is you literally watch their growth as the game develops in 45 minutes per half. So that's kind
And
of
I
cool.
know every sport practices are important, but I imagine
Mm-hmm.
that makes practices for soccer when you're able to get into practice even more important because that's when you really do get to make those
Yeah,
adjustments that you see in a match.
Coach,
very important.
we have a question from Chris Sigler online. He goes, what is the biggest challenge when taking over a program and getting today's student athletes to buy into your philosophy?
Biggest challenge. That's a good question. I think the biggest challenge for me originally was trying to get my numbers. But we actually have really good numbers now. The last couple of weeks, we've added a couple more players. So there's some excitement there. The buying in part, I think, wasn't terribly hard because I like to play fast, and I think the girls like that. And I think once they saw the freedom that they have on the field, it really got them going. So I guess the hardest part would be just getting my message to them at the beginning, getting them to trust me and to see that, hey, you're going to have a blank canvas here to go create.
Did it help your experience, particularly that you got the chance to coach some of these girls in club and they already knew what you were about and what you stood for?
Yeah, when you have your core 6 girls that played for you for a couple of years, like all through the winter and the spring, it makes it a lot easier because, those are your, more experienced players that already know. So it gives you more time to bring up the players that don't really know the system as well. And now I have 6 other teachers. So we're all teaching together and learning together.
So I guess with that, so my big question, and I'm no soccer expert by any means, but as from a coaching standpoint, what do you, as you just said all that, as you're coming into this year, what do you feel is the next step or that you need to do that gets you over the hump or to the next level to take this program where you want it to be?
The first challenge was to get the numbers, and we did that. We're still growing. But as far as field play goes, I think the biggest thing for us to get to the next level is we have to be able to adjust and adapt to different situations and different styles of play. Let's be honest, every team we're going to see is going to try to take away number 7. That's the goal. Nobody wants 7 to go out there and put 5 goals on them. So we've got to develop other ways, avenues of scoring and other ways to attack and still keep her active and get her the ball and get her opportunities as well. But if we could put everything together, I think we've got a really good shot.
What are some major differences in coaching club soccer compared to the high school realm?
The biggest difference is you don't pick your players, to be honest. On a club team, you handpick who you want. You know, you need a goalie, you just go out and shop for a goalie. Well, I need a goalie now. I got to go through the hallway and try to find one in chemistry or geometry. Who can play goalie, right? But we did get lucky with that. We did get a backup goalie off the basketball team. So shout out to Coach L for helping me out with that. But I guess the style of play is a little bit different too. Club is more defensive, I would say at times, where I think high school soccer is a little more offensive.
You put a lot of time into this sport. You put a lot of sacrifice into coaching these girls. I want to give you the chance to talk about your family and the sacrifices they make and them allowing you to take the time that you take to coach this sport and how much you appreciate that.
Oh, I do. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you to Heather, my wife, and Haley, my older daughter, who get a lot of stuff done around the house that I can't do right now. It does take some time, and I want to shout out real quick Coach Moore and Coach Mackenzie Webb, Coach Sheena Moore and Mackenzie Webb, who are helping me and their families and the time that I'm taking away from them with this project. But yeah, I do appreciate everything, especially the patience that everybody shows.
The other thing that we've talked about other soccer coaches about in the past, and I want to get your thoughts on real quick before we let you go, developing a youth programs and developing the youth in a program. A lot of soccer teams don't have a middle school soccer team affiliated with the school. Right. It's not there yet. So what kind of things do you want to see Waterloo do and you want to see the community do to still get the youth of the community invested in the sport so you can have them a little bit prepared when they get to you as a freshman?
Yeah, that's a difficult thing. Soccer at the youth level is just shifting so much to a travel model. And a lot of teams don't have numbers. One thing in the club I was at before, big thing I see a lot of is blending, communities blending players together to form teams. It's a lot less rec and a lot more travel now, which has changed the game a little bit. But yeah, youth's very important. We need to get the girls out. I think creating some excitement and buzz at the high school level, if we can have a great season, it could generate some more buzz and we can get more kids out. That's the big thing. And then help them develop a year-round program where girls can also dabble with soccer during the off seasons as well.
Coach, you're giving a shout out to your assistants. Are there any other names in this program that you think deserve a shout out to the help they put in this program and what they are doing to making this program a success?
I really want to thank Coach DeVise and Coach L for all the help with the athletic department. They've been great helping me navigate the things I was learning as far as the OHSAA rules and all the paperwork. But no, we have a great solid group of kids coming back. I'm excited. Just want to shout out the community and everybody's been so welcoming and really just excited to get going.
Coach, we're excited to continue our coverage of you. We wish you the best of luck this season, and we know that we'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you guys.